Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. My name's Silver and I have a 8-sim starter home for you today. So I worked on a budget, I think it was 31,100, and it's absolutely at that budget. It was quite challenging for me because normally I will build with whatever and how much ever just for fun, but you know what, the challenge, I liked it. I like the challenge. This build is actually base game only, so so that was also quite challenging for me because I don't do a lot of limited pack builds, but this is entirely base game, and if it's not, it definitely should be. But because we had the limited packs and because we had the low budget, it's very kind of sparsely decorated. There's not much decoration at all, actually. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. But you'll see towards the end, I am scrounging for simoleons. I end up making the porch smaller, and yeah, it works out. I included everything except the floor plan. I'm sorry I didn't include it, but I kind of wanted this to be a quicker video, and it was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. And I was having a really hard time with the floor plan. In the end, I'm happy with it, but it could have been better, I guess, but there's not much I could have done. I tried so many different combinations of flooring. But here I was struggling with the roof, so ultimately I actually made the build a little bit wider, and I think it worked. You know, I could have saved money if I didn't put the dormers on, but they just looked really cute and I liked it, so we went there. And I had so much trouble with this. It just would not let me put the, oh, what's that called? That little white bit that goes around the whole part, like dividing the house. Oh, whatever. It wouldn't let me put it. So, and I put these nice French doors here, but ultimately we changed it again. And we went with this kind of red color scheme with white, and I thought it was so adorable. I loved it. It was it was very different than what I normally do, I think. So, but yeah, it was different, but in a good way. And like I said, the outside came up together pretty easily. It was the inside that I had trouble with, but see, again, I could have saved a lot of money if I didn't build those dormers, but I just really liked them, and I think they added a nice touch to the house. So I don't regret it. Not that it's not really something you regret, a build choice, I guess, but yeah, we will change those French doors because they were a little bit too expensive, and I know we have a lot of windows, but you know, love the natural light, so. But we've moved on to the actual inside. I'm just painting it this natural kind of neutral color, natural neutral, and I went with really bright color schemes for the bedrooms. The kids' bedrooms are all upstairs, and the parents' bedroom is downstairs. I think that actually in this market recently, that is a very desirable thing in real estate. I'm not entirely sure, but I do watch a lot of like real estate shows and house flipping and stuff, and there was a period where master bedrooms downstairs were like all the rage, and I don't know if that's still the case, but we're gonna go with that. It's my story. I'll tell it how I want. So I put all these cabinetry in, but in the end we do actually get rid of it because I didn't want to spend the money on it. I wanted to add like other little things, and I wanted to make sure the kids had like stuff for themselves. And it like this little dining nook. Of course, all 8 Sims can't sit around it because I didn't have enough room to fit a whole table in, but do you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So I imagined that there was only one toddler and they had to share the room with the kid. And that's fine. I think that's pretty typical in homes with bigger families, is children have to share rooms, and that's fine. No child here gets their own room. Poor them. So we have a very, very, very purple room, and then we have a blue and orange room and a yellow and orange and blue room. I really liked it. Also, if you notice, there's no window in this room. I didn't realize at first, but I will realize pretty quickly. I don't think a room can actually be defined as a bedroom unless there is a window. Could be wrong. Really could be wrong, but I really truly believe that. Also, you want some light in your bedroom. You just do. And guess who managed to get curtains in? I never used to build with, like, put curtains in my builds because they just cost so much. And with builds like this, you're really trying to keep everything like less expensive, but realistically speaking, you would have curtains, and it's just, for me, like, it made it seem a little bit more realistic and likely, and I would it just makes it seem more finished. But we do a lot of like red accents in the main house. And by red accents, I mean, oh, here's where I add the window. And by red accents, I mean bright red accents. And here I'm running out of money, so I'm deleting a bunch of stuff. Because I also needed to get a light in the bathroom. Not the hallway, the bathroom. I didn't realize there wasn't a light in there. So I'm just like deleting things. And also the only bookshelf in the house is the one in the children's room and the toddler's room. I'm sorry, but I couldn't really do much because I wanted this house to be functional, look slightly lived in. Also, why did this happen? I don't understand why it costs more to delete space, but I had to delete all of the fencing and then move it back. It was very, very strange. I don't know why that happened, but I'm glad I had to move the porch back because it was a little bit too big, to be honest. I didn't really care for it. Anyway, here is where I put the bright red couches, and I've never used them in this swatch, and I just really loved it. And here I sized up a rug to keep the cost down. When you walk into the house, you walk directly into the living room. Normally I like to have an entryway, but with this kind of house, you really just couldn't. And we did get a tiny TV. And here's where I started going through the debug, and I will go through the live edit objects as well, and that's how I do the landscaping, because it was just, I was not going to be able to afford to do landscaping, and I really wanted this house to look lived in. These are from the live edit objects. They're planter boxes that I'm just raising up, and this red color just worked perfectly for what I was going for, and it didn't cost anything, so there you go. So I didn't really get any decorations on the porches, just a live edit planter box or two, and that's okay. But here we're going on to the landscaping. I did my best to get flowers that would match. I didn't want it to look groomed or anything like that. They didn't seem to me like the family that would have like a really groomed garden, because they have, what, 6 kids? That must be hectic in their house. That must be crazy. So I kind of imagined that it would be a little bit overgrown, or maybe not taken care of, but still pretty in a way that, like, it didn't really interfere with anything, if that makes sense. So here I'm moving. I decided I didn't care if the thing, what is that called? The white thing that goes around the house. I decided I didn't care if it was covering or not covering that little glass area, and I added a sandbox instead. It's non-functional. I think with the island living you can actually get functional, but this one isn't. So I was deleting some stuff so I could get a table and chairs out here. And we get some table and chairs. But all that's really left is just some landscaping that I'm going through the live edit objects to try to find. So I'm going to leave you guys here with this, and the screenshots will be coming up in a moment. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did, let me know in the comments and show your support by tapping the like button and subscribe for more builds. If you'd like this build in your game, it is up on the gallery under my username SilverPlumbobs. Have a great day. Bye!